Hey, this is Jenny Jones, Digital Growth Hacks Club. Listen, I've had a lot of stuff going on. I've been working on some different things. I got some good news for you. If this is your first time to this channel, please go ahead and like, subscribe. I'm always giving you different hacks, putting tools together. Try to make sure that they work. Try to make sure that they interconnect. Try to make sure that you can get productivity out of them. All right, so listen, first thing first. All right, so all of my members, I thank you for joining and signing up. Listen, I got something special for you. I am releasing. Now, I have to tell you, one of my members came up with this, right? And my members, I love my members. They've been supporting me. They've been helping me go with these hack packs. But listen, one member, his name is Mo, right? I'm just calling him short for Mo. Mo inspired me. He says, hey, Jenny, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I said, all right, listen. All right, I'm going to do that. I'm going to have something special. So, all right, listen, I am putting together the first ever, it's going to be a 2023 edition. It is going to be the SaaS Tools secret hacks, right? So it would be secret hacks, secret hack pack. It's going to have a couple of different things in there. For my my hack pack 1 members, you'll get a discount on it. For my hack pack 2 members, you're going to get an even deeper discount, and it's going to be completely free for my hack pack 3 members. I got to take care of my hack pack 3 members. I've already gotten them over into the community. We got some founders coming in there as well. So we got the founders roundtable starting up. Listen, if you're not a member yet, oh well. All right. So, and I've been trying to tell you guys, I got a lot of stuff happening. All right. So let's get back to the conversation at hand. I'm going to give you 10 reasons why. Actually, I'm going to give you 10 reasons why you should max stack sessions today, not tomorrow, not next week. Well, probably if you think hard enough, maybe next week. I don't know. Depends on when you're seeing this video, right? But let's just say at your first opportunity, wink, wink, you should be trying to full stack sessions. And there's going to be 10 reasons why, right? And a lot of people say, oh, blah, 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 blah. Listen, I'm going to lay out 10 solid reasons why you should be full stacking sessions right now. That is the best thing that I had in my cart in a long time. I actually max stacked in mine. I'll let you see that I max stacked it. It took a lot of doing though. I went back through and I was like, man, if this is what I really want to do. But when I thought about it long term, it is what I want to do. So let's get into it. Let me show you 10 reasons why you should be max stacking sessions today. Let's get into it. All right. So reason number one is they just released a public API, right? It's application programming interface. What they have decided to do over at Sessions is like, hey, listen, if you want to plug into our application, we've made it available for other tools to start trying to connect and integrate into the back end of Sessions. That's major. That's saying a lot. What they're saying is they want other tools to join the party, to jump into the pool. This is major. I don't know how, what you may be thinking or how you may be viewing this, but this is major. This is speaking volumes. And it says a lot about the company when they say, hey, you know what? We want other people to join the party. We want our tool to be universally adopted by other tools, and we want people to start programming for it. That's saying a lot because some of your favorite tools may come along later and you'll have a direct integration. That is reason number one. Let's move on to reason number two. All right, so reason number two. Let me make this very, very simple for you. And this is going to be probably one of the most powerful features, but I didn't know. This reason number two is the Evergreen feature, right? And so a person maybe is like, okay, so what is Evergreen, right? Evergreen, I guess the term is dubbed at what color is money, right? It's green, right? So how often can you make money? Forever, right? So basically it's a model for having webinars that are forever green, right? So someone can come to your webinar 24/7, right? 365 days a year. And they will be able to get your webinar on demand, and we'll be able to make decisions from there, whether it be calls to actions or purchases, right? So this is not available yet, right? And I'm going to come back and I may give you a reason why you should have no doubt. Actually, I will add that a little bit later. But So they intend to do Evergreen webinars, right? And this is by the founder, right? This is a question on the Appsumo page, and they're basically saying, hey, I have a question, right? I want to know, will you be able to do Evergreen, and will you be able to activate questions in the response box? And will it be able to assign Q&A to the user for any month? This is yes. This is in the plans, right? And so yes is in the making is what they're saying. Will it have interactive, clickable call to actions, set desired times, and can lead audience to an action? For example, polls, click to buy, so on and so forth. The founder is saying yes, it is in the makings, right? And then what they're saying is this will be great. This means we can do a hybrid, meaning the webinar is pre-recorded. Then at the end of the transaction, it is live, the way the audience always gets the perfect webinar session. This is great. We are trying to make it happen. Listen, I got to tell you, I was already on sessions, but then when I saw they're doing the Evergreen, that's it. So these expensive webinar programs, they were expensive then because nobody else could really do Evergreen. No one else could really master. There's one, I think it's Master Webinar. I can't remember the name of the company right now as I speak, but they would charge you some ridiculous amount, right? Probably $300-400 a month just because they had this Evergreen feature, right? And Evergreen is very powerful because you can make a lot of money in a short amount of time and you don't have to be live all the time. So I'm driving this point home because this is a big freaking deal, right? The reason why you may want to go max stack it is because when it comes to that session being an event or something like that, you don't want to be back later after you don't have the opportunity to go back and max stack this and find out that it's tied to events, right? You want to have enough events that if you need to do an Evergreen webinar, you can have the time allotted for that, right? And so I just wanted to give you that. And that's going to move to reason number 3. But I just wanted to make sure this is important. Did you catch this? The founder's on record. Also, what he did say, for those of you who can't get the highest tier right now, he did say Evergreen. He said it, and I'm going to try to find it here in next. Let me try to find it for you. He did say that it would be available for all tiers. I kind of want to get this on video because that's what he said. Right now, will it be tied to events and all that? That's another story because if you get a smallest tier, you may can only do 2 or 3 events a month, and you maybe only do Evergreen for like three times a month, right? So that's important. I don't know how they're going to do it, but let me find his quote on here saying that it's going to be available for all tiers. Let me find that. Stand by. All right, I was able to find that for you. And what they're saying is, hey, at this moment, we're not integrated with Twilio. Somebody had asked about an SMS connection, but they have an API. So you don't really need, it's not really a big deal. But through our webhooks and forthcoming API, listen, this was only 12, 13 days ago, our forthcoming API. That's going to be reason number I have a reason coming up, and it's gonna share that with you. But what they're saying is, hey, our webhooks and forthcoming API. I just told you that was reason number 1 because everybody can plug into the back of it. It will be possible to sync with SMS systems. Nevertheless, we're considering more embedded capabilities in this direction. Then the person asked about Evergreen webinars. Will it be available for what tiers? What they're saying here, and I'm looking at it on record, things change. There's costs associated with everything, right? But I'm saying I'm not giving a disclaimer, right? Well, actually, let me give a disclaimer that this is their words, not mine. I'm not making this up. So as of you reading this, if you do have it, what they're saying is, yes, Evergreen webinars will be available for all tiers. That's what they're saying. That's what Session said. So the challenge and the thought process and the way I look at tools and the way I've ended up coming out on the good side is I kind of want to be at the highest tier. So it allows room
or to absorb any type of cost that may be associated. Because a lot of founders are looking at this and listen, we'll reward the highest tiers because they invested in us indirectly. So we'll return that to them, right? And so I don't know if this is the case. I can't speak for the founders. I can't speak for sessions. But what I am telling you is if Evergreen webinars require some type of, I've seen Evergreen webinars before, and they do require some different resources, as though they have to play as though you're there or you're present. So I would imagine that it would take up, if it doesn't take up sessions, which you have an unlimited amount of sessions, if it takes up events, then you don't have an unlimited amount of events. Let's look at the events again before I move to my third point. Okay, so as we look at events, you'll see here that you really can only do 3 events. So events don't really start until you get to a tier 2 license. You can do 3 events per month, right? And then tier 3 is 6 events per month, right? So what happens is, a tier 4 is 20 events per month. And then a tier 5, which I was telling you, it's 50 events a month, right? You're really going for, the reason why you would be going for a tier 5 is, I'm going to cover in my next point. I'm going to even cover a bigger reason why you probably should be. But you're getting 50 events. So if they do release an Evergreen feature, you at least have 50 events. I'm not certain how many you get here on tier 1. I don't know how many events that you're going to get here. I do know that you're going to get three hours per session. You only get 3 hours per session. So I don't know how many events you get here. It doesn't really say. I just know events. I think events pick up here at tier 2. So either one, they're just going to be able to do it and just give you a short amount of time, right? And it would depend on how much time you have, or they're going to do it based on events. I don't know. I'd rather err on the side of, hey, I have enough what I need, right? And that's if you're going to be a heavy user of Evergreen. But if you're in digital marketing, you want to have some Evergreen capability because it gives you can do different things on the back end as far as meeting with clients without being live. So that's the reason why. So this is going to take me to my next point, and I want to leave it so you'll see it right here. So this is a one-time purchase of $6.99. That's a lot. Ouch, right? But what they're comparing it to is a purchase of 10,000, right? And I'm going to show you why this, in fact, may be true, right? And so what I want you to see here is you get 1,000 participants, 12 hours per session, right? And you get advanced analytics and 50 event hours. This is important, right? This is what, if you have a business, this is an investment if the time permits itself, I don't know, in the next 48 to 36 hours, right? You may want to max stack this, right? But let me show you the reason why tier 5 makes so much sense. Let's go to the next reason number 3. All right, so we're at reason number 3. Reason number 3 is pricing. This is a very expensive piece of software, reasonably so. The reason why is because you can do everything in here, right? You can do cloud recordings, you get unlimited, you get a co-pilot that keeps up with your transcripts. It gives you summaries of your transcript. So you can have a meeting all day long and then just ask the co-pilot to make a summary of the actual transcript. You don't have to read through pages and pages of the transcript, right? You can just do that, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But that's just one of the things. But look how much it charged. This is comparable to what you would get for a tier 5. It's $874 a month. What you don't get is you don't get 3,000 participants per session. You do get 1,000 participants per session, but you only get 20 events. On the Appsumo deal, you get 50 events. You get 50 events with only 1,000 participants. Here, you get 3,000 participants and only 20 events. So if I was to measure the two, they're not like for like or exactly verbatim. And most companies will give you a variation of what they can, what they will allow to be a loss leader, if they will, or allow to have the pricing model out. But what this is this is more of a tier 3, tier 4. This is a tier 5 combination, because at least I think you get webhooks at the tier 3 level. You at least get webhooks. Webhooks are important, right? That's a no-brainer. But what you're going to get here is you get the HubSpot and Zapier integrations. That may be key for some, may not for others. I'm over it. I don't use either one of those, right? But you get the advanced analytics, right? That's what you get. Of course, you're not going to get the personal onboarding and training. You don't get that. That's for monthly paid users. But if you use, and if you're on Appsumo, you're an entrepreneur, or you're a solopreneur, or you run a small agency. So you basically figure it out on your own, right? But what you get is 50 events. I'm going to go back and show you this again. This is 20 events at the $874 a month mark, right? That is equivalent, if you paid annually. That's annually $8,388. That's what that is, right? So if you had this software for more than a year, or something goes crazy for more than a year, you've gotten over an $8,000 valued piece of software. I don't think, and you guys know them into the numbers, you know them into return on investments, definitely with these tools, definitely with these lifetime deals. Let's go ahead and move on. I just wanted you to see that. Let's go back and look at, this is 3,000 participants, 50 events. Let's go back and look at it here. Again, you get 1,000 participants, but you get 50 events per month. Listen, you get 20 there, you get 50 here, but you only get 1,000 participants. If you're a small business and or entrepreneur, to get over 1,000 participants, that's a lot. I just don't think that that's possible for the size of service that you have. You may have more, but I don't see you exceeding that, right? I don't know your business, but I'm just throwing that out there as a disclaimer. This is a bargain. If you can get this in the next, I don't know, 34, 36, 24 hours, you might want to get this tier 5. Obviously, I'm going to put my link in the description because I want you to take advantage. I'm doing this real serious breakdown for you. So appreciate me with the love. I'll at least be able to get a cup of coffee, maybe a grande, maybe, right? Because we don't make that much if you know the whole business model. But it's just enough for me to continue to do these serious breakdowns for you, right? I was going to do this for members only, but I just think a lot more people need to know about this. And my members, they already know I'm giving them extra juice on other stuff anyway. So here's reason number 4, right? I gave you reasons, 3 reasons already. Open API, you have their Evergreen, and you have the pricing, right? You're basically getting a steal. That's reason number 3. Reason number 4 is they have investors, right? Most SaaS platforms, when they come to Appsumo, their hands are a little tied, right? Because they're bootstrapping, right? And they say, hey, do we have a concept here? Will it work? Will it work for the masses? The ones that do well on Appsumo is it's a bunch of engineers. They get together and they'll have enough money to just program 24/7, right? Pull these all-nighters, put together a good product, right? And then there's some that come and it says, hey, we have that. We need to have proof of concept for our investors to see that we have a viable product and see that people will purchase and or use our product. This is a company, professional grade, and they're using a lot of the ideas and the concept that we're giving them, and they're using the user base, and they need people on the network and the traffic to use it. But look, they have not only one investor, and I looked at all 3 of these. I'm not going to get into that right now. It's beyond the scope. I'm an advisor, so I look at numbers and I look at financial statements and all those types of things. But they have 3, not one, not just Early Bird, right? They have Stride and have Launch Hub Ventures. If 3, this is proof. You can have 1 investor. Then you can have 2. He says, yeah, well, but you have 3 investors. I'm telling you, this is one of those tools, right? That you're like, gosh, I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have did that, right? It reminds me of another tool, and I'm going to try to think of it later on, but we got in on that tool and we benefited because they ended up getting bought out, right? And we all benefited because they said we are going to grandfather all of our Appsumo people in. They wrote with us from day one. It was a couple that happened like that. I'm gonna have to come up with the name right now. It escapes me, but they have three investors. That's what I wanted you to know. That is reason number 4, right? Of the max stacking, right? Max stacking on other bootstrappers and stuff like that. That can be a risk, but you have to get to know the founders. You have to know their vision and see what they're after. There's no doubt with 3 investors, max stacking is a safe way to go. Now, my disclaimer is if something happens, don't blame me and say, hey, Jenny, I'm not on their board. I'm not involved in those meetings. Just my disclaimer is this is a good sign when you have 3 investors. That's what I'll say, right? So I want to go on record to saying, hey, max stack at your own risk, right? This is a risk that I showed you in my portal that I took, right? And I'm not begging you to take it. I'm just saying max stack at your own risk. I just don't want you coming back saying, gosh, Jenny was right. I should have max stacked. Now, I've been wrong in the past, right? But this is one, if they got 3 investors behind them, there's a pretty good chance they have a solid business concept. And I think it is. I'm just laying out some rules for you. So let's go ahead. Let's get into reason number 5. And I'm laying out these reasons. All right, let's get into reason number 5. All right, so reason number 5, this may not seem like a big deal to you because if you haven't been using sessions, then you don't know the power of it. For one, reason number 5 is you can now download the transcripts, right? And that was a challenge because you would have all these transcripts that would come out on the screen and you would see them. This is some pretty good stuff, right? And what happened is a couple of tools came to Appsumo and it says, hey, because Zoom has an open API, because Google Meet has an open API, we've been able to tap into the back of these 2 tools, Zoom and Google Meet, and create a platform that allows us to transcript your entire meeting, right? And a couple tools came by there and I bought one of them because I said, I need a transcript. Because what happens is after I meet with my clients, they're like, okay, so can you send me follow-up notes or whatever? I'm like, I can't really keep follow-up notes because I'm the one that's consulting you. I'm the one that's talking to you about these things. Did you take notes? Right. And they're like, well, no, I kind of took notes, but I don't really remember. And I don't want to send them a full recording. Right. But I think the transcript notes was a good deal. So I bought a software tool that allowed me to keep the transcript tools. Now, I lose that now because I've canceled my Zoom. Now, I canceled my Zoom because of my sessions. But my sessions, it keeps up with all the transcripts of the entire meeting. And it actually gives you the name of the person, right, that's talking. This is Jenny. Jenny said this. Jenny said that. This is Joe Blow. He said this. He said that. Now, you not only can see the transcript, but now you can have it available as a PDF in the memory module, right? In the memory module, you have unlimited storage. We already talked about that. You have unlimited storage. So all the recordings that you do, all the transcripts that you do, you have unlimited. That's crazy, right? Let me also tell you the power, because again, following my channel, I'm always going to give you some juice, some extra juice. And this is something that I may even add in my Hack Secrets book, right? You can have, and as people who join my business community, I do have a business growth community. I don't know if you know that, but I'll probably put a link in there if you want to join that, or you'll find that. But I have a whole nother academy and community where I'm just growing business owners, small business entrepreneurs. So inside there, that's another revenue stream, right? Because what you want, if you talk to somebody and says, hey, transcripts are available, but to do it transcribed, I'll have to, I have software that I have to purchase or what have you, but I can make that available, for $2 or $5, right? Oh yeah, well, give me a transcript of all the meetings. Okay, well, I'll just bill you, after 5 sessions, I'll bill you $25. And it says, okay, great. You have a PDF copy of the meetings already, slap your logo on it, and you have the transcripts. That's another revenue stream. Those who follow me know I'm the inventor of revenue streams. If you know me and been in any of my courses, comment below and let people know how I've shown you how to do these different revenue streams. All right, so enough about me, right? So let's go ahead and get into reason number 6. I think this is the most compelling reason, right? But reason number 6 is webhooks, right? Every tool that comes, I think as a minimum, when you come to Appsumo, you should have webhooks, or you should have a way to get out. Don't give me the Zapier stuff, right? We're way past that. We're 4 years, at least 4 years into, we don't need just Zapier. And there's nothing wrong with Zapier. I'm not hating on Zapier, but there's other ways to get around using Zapier, because that's a built-in expense that we can probably avoid, right? If we can. One of those ways is through webhooks, right? Listen, at the tier 3 or tier 3 and above, it only goes in 5 tiers. Tier 3 and above, you get webhooks. You get access to webhooks. So I can literally, you can see here, I've hooked up my Pabbly Connect here. I have 2 different Pabbly Connects here. I have one that's bookings that are created, and then the other one is for event registrations. 2 different webhooks, mind you, 2 different webhooks, right? And I can use it with Connected's IT as well. So just letting you know, this is reason number 6. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this. I think I did another video on this. It may be up above or maybe below, but I did an actual video. I think I did it on webhooks alone and showed you the power of that. Webhooks. I cannot stress the fact that if you're going to run events, then you want your webhooks. You want your webhooks to pick up on the back end and to send your emails or add a tag to them and say, hey, this person attended my YouTube growth webinar, right? And you add a tag to them in your CRM. And so now you know when you're going to do something else on YouTube, you already know that that person's attended before, and they'll more likely come again, so you can invite them to another one that you're doing. That it's so much more powerful, right? And again, join my business growth, and then you'll be able to figure out how I'm using that to its advantages. Listen, let's go to reason number 7. I'm telling you, this is powerful too. All right, so let's talk about reason number 7. Reason number 7 is rooms. You can have a standing room, like standing. And if you do business and or you work as a consultant or a coach or run an agency or an entrepreneur, there's nothing like having a standing room on standby. And so, because that's the room that you can put in all of your material, right? And having a standing room, we say, oh yeah, let's just meet, right? You don't have to go. You don't have to create anything. You don't have to create a full-blown session. You don't have to create a full-blown event. You don't have to, how people say, hey, let me set up a Zoom link, or let me set up a Google Meet link, or what have you. No, you don't need to do that. You can have a standing room, right? And you can just call it Jenny's room, right? This is me. This is Jenny's room. I already know that I can just send you that link. And not only that I can just send you that link, I can put a link shortener on it, right? And I already know that's Jenny's room, right? Hey, let's meet. Go to jennysroom.com or something. That's not my room, but I'm just letting you know that's something you'd have a standing room for. So inside that standing room, you can have all your agendas you can pull into that standing room as well. So again, that's more powerful than you think. If you leverage the power of having a standing room, you're always able to meet and get things taken care of, or you're always able to meet a client on the fly, or you may be out at a restaurant or what have you. And says, hey, you know what? Let's meet in an hour. Go to jennysroom.com and I'll be waiting for you there. What the power you can do with this one is you can, let's say you gave the address out, right? And you say, well, what do you do to prevent people from just hopping in the room? The way you can have the room set up as a default is the room is set up where everyone that comes to the room have to knock. No, it's not automatically in. So you're not expecting John Doe to show up Tuesday, but he shows up. Well, he can't get in because he doesn't have the authority. You're going to let everybody in the door. You look out the peephole to everyone. All right. I don't want to spend a lot of time on that, but that's how that works, right? That's major, right? So you're getting rooms, you're getting webinars, oh my goodness. All right. So let's go on to over to reason number 8. We're almost done. We got 2 more reasons. We're almost done. All right. So reason number 8 is not a big reason, right? But it's still a reason, right? Because I may not be in, like right now, I'm just doing this video, but what you can do, I think reason number 8 is more powerful than you think, because I've tried using a couple other tools, right? I get very disappointed very fast if I can't do a virtual background, because it really depends on how I'm feeling that day, right? So you can do a light blur, a strong blur. These are just blurs, right? You can just blur your background, right? Or you can add your own background with your own logo. But you have these other settings, these other virtual backgrounds. That, to me, there's a lot of details going into that, and they're doing the things that they need to do to get you in a position to be able to make money, right? You don't want to use your backgrounds as an excuse, right? I remember one time both my wife were on vacation, and I was in Hawaii, and I didn't want the client, they're going to cut a check to me. I didn't want them to really know I was in Hawaii, right? So I didn't want all the background and all the other stuff. So I had to just use I had to downplay the background and put it like in a room, right? Where I didn't really want them to know. So those are the things, those are small things that I pay attention to. But that's powerful, right? To have the ability to do that. That's not a big thing, but that is a good reason. Maybe not a reason to full stack, right? But it is a reason that it is taking care of all the things and the little things, the details that you need to know. Also, what they have, and I think is very appreciative, and a lot of people don't have that, is they have noise reduction, right? So if you got background, you got dogs barking in the background, people doing different things, they have a noise reduction here as well. That's key, right? And that's not major to some, but to some people, that's a big freaking deal. But I think that is a good reason to get that. All right, so let's go on to reason number 9. All right, so reason number 9 is just this simple, right? And these are things that I'll put even in my hack guide. These are things that I look for, right? Jenny, how do you keep coming up with these winners? I said, listen, I know, right? A lot of it depends on their updates. It depends on the attitude of the founders, right? They don't even know, founders don't even know they're being interviewed by people like me, right? By people like you. When you ask questions, it's the response that they get. Are they arrogant? Are they thumbing their nose up to your answers like, hey, listen, this is our tool. We know we have the best tool. No, we're not going for arrogance. What we want is humility. What we want is a response that, hey, I'm taking that into consideration. I'll look at it. If it makes sense and makes the tool better overall for everyone or the user experience, then we will take that in consideration. Not none of this, you'll add it to our roadmap and we'll see what happens. These guys over at Sessions, no matter what you throw at them, they're like, we like that, right? Because they get it. They said, if we can make the most complete tool, the most complete Swiss Army knife, then it's going to appeal to a larger audience and it's going to be the best experience and everybody's going to do it, right? I'm going back through, and you can do this too once you purchase it, is you go down here and you go and you look at release notes. Look at the release notes that you're seeing here. You're seeing the public API released, right? If you look at that, if you go back to that video that I talked to you about in the Evergreen, which is reason number 2, they said, hey, what our forthcoming API release, that was August 1st that they left that message. August 11th, they had a Sessions public API available. I'm telling you, I'm looking at the upgrades and the releases that they're doing to this and their rapid speed. A lot of that is from the funding. They have 3 funders, right? I'm telling you, these are things that make sense. But look at it, the downloading of the transcript of the PDF. They just dropped that. That was major. We were asking about that like a week or 2 ago. It's like, hey, is there a way you can get all these transcripts and notes? They're great, but we can't get them out. And they says, oh, no problem. They go and you can download the transcripts. That's crazy, right? And so you're looking at these bug fixes. They did one on August 11th, right? They did one on August 8th, right? App transitions, book me feature improvements. They improved it. The book me feature is already out. They went back and improved it even more, right? July 31st, right? These are within the 2 weeks, right? Book me feature and more and book me improvements. They didn't rest on their laurels. They said, hey, we're going to do some book me feature improvements here. Users can now add, delete custom schedule, right, to the book me, right? Then they go back. That was July 31st. Then they go back August 8th and say, oh, you know what? We've made more updates to the book me. You cannot see what's happening before your eyes, right? This is crazy, right? Sync personal emails with sessions. I remember they didn't even have that. They added that, right? That was still in July. More bug fixes, right? The book me is still here. They're always there. It's there, but they're still improving on it. This is July 25th. Then they went to July 31st. Then they doubled back down and went back to a July 8th. They're trying to get that book me feature down. A lot of people use that. They added dry runs for webinars and workshops. I haven't seen that anywhere. It's a couple of places. You can go into a room and try. I haven't really seen a dry run webinar. The stuff that people are asking for and they're just delivering on, this is major, right? I should have made this reason number 10, but no, reason number 10 is even better than this, right? So then they added the webhooks, right? That's when they added the webhooks, July 25th, right? People wanted webhooks, they added them. Boom. You want lettuce? Boom. Tomatoes? Boom. We got it, right? July 16th, saving agendas, right? Pausing agendas autoplay. These are things people were requesting. You go into their Slack channel and people's like, hey, can you add this? And I'm like, yep, that makes sense. Let's add it. Boom. You got funding for engineers to add it. You got 3 funders. Boom, we'll add it. They're making this one of the best products. You will be thanking me later, right? Either they get acquired, someone comes and acquires them. Zoom think they're too much of a threat, and Zoom says, we got to take these players off. We're going to invest. We're going to buy them for $2 billion, $4 billion, $5 billion, or what have you, right? The valuation, the clients, and all that other stuff, right? And this is a perfect tool. This is actually shaping up to be a better tool than Zoom. You have to bolt on a lot of pieces with Zoom. And I think what you need to understand what Zoom did is Zoom had, I've been using Zoom for a long time, right? And what they did, because Zoom used to be free. When I was an educator, we used to use it for free. And what they did was they built a product, a conferencing product, and they built on all these modules around it that they may have bought or purchased and just kind of built. This was built from the ground up with all the modules included. I don't think you know how powerful that is, right? Some of you do, but some of you don't. Like, I don't know. But no, because everything talks to each other. Everything is integrated, right? You get to Zoom, you got to add on this, you got to add on the webinar, you got on this. And I think Zoom expanded when the pandemic came. They added some pieces that were out of demand, right? And they don't work as smoothly as you would like them to work. But make no doubt about it, I'm not going after Zoom. What I'm basically saying is this is Zoom-like and at a lower cost, right? So again, I wanted you to see all the updates. They're making updates 2-3 times a month, right? Improvements in the virtual backgrounds, clarity over who gets control of the tools. These are small updates, but they're improving it, right? They added C names, right? C name workspaces. This was in May. So May, June, July, so that's reason number 9. They're making massive strides to make the perfect Army Swiss knife, right? All right. So let's go on to, reason number 10, as I kind of wrap this up. It's been a little bit longer, but you're going to get value in seeing this. So let's go to reason number 10. Okay, so reason number 10 is a little bit tricky, right? Because we've been talking about it. It's like, okay, so what is this? What is sessions, right? Sessions, the reason number 10 is this is giving you every tool imaginable to be productive and to grow a business. Those are my 2 favorite words when it comes to business growth is, can I be productive? Can I save time? Can I save money? Okay, sign me up. That's why I fell in love with this tool, right? A lot of people say, what is your deal with sessions? And I didn't hold them to a standard that most people hold them to. It's like, oh, this should be done, that should be done. No, give them time. Look at their updates. They are improving every single week. I promise you, this tool is getting better and better. And if you have an opportunity in the next 24 to 34 to 36 to 48 hours to max stack this tool. Do what you can do, right? Go return bottles, cans, go on OfferUp, sell some stuff. You want to be able to max stack this tool, right? Because this tool, you can schedule with it, right? You can create, it has a whiteboard in it, right? You can do live sessions. You can prepare agendas. The agendas can be prepared for you using their Copilot AI writer. So say, hey, agenda, hey, I want to prepare. You tell the once you go in agenda writer, you tell the agenda says, hey, I want to prepare an agenda. I want to prepare a 30-minute agenda for teaching people how to go camping. And it will spit out an agenda for 30 minutes. It puts the times. You're going to spend 10 minutes to talk about this. You're going to talk about the introduction here. You're going to give them 3 points each with 5 minutes apiece. And then you're going to close with this. The Copilot does all that for you. I have some videos. You may have seen it up above or whatever, but I actually demoed that for you. I don't want to spend a lot of time on that as I kind of close this up. So you have a tool that's going to schedule events for you, right? You're replacing your Calendly. You're using your other meetings and stuff like that. It's going to prepare for you. It's going to replace Google Meet, Zoom, and Microsoft Teams all at the same time, right? All at the same time. You're getting that. Not only are you getting that, you're getting something that gives you the capability to do webinars. That is flexibility and that is range. Because if I can go from a live session or meeting one-on-one with someone in one of my rooms, right? I can go from that and then invite them to the same webinar, have the webinar send a webhook out to my CRM, have that CRM follow with them and put them on a email drip campaign. I can have it do that. I can replace Luma, Hopin Events, Livestorm, all your other webinar tools. I can replace that plus the live sessions. Plus I can prepare for it and replace the Calendly and collaborate with it. Have a whiteboard, we can meet, teams can meet. I can bring other people in, participants can interact with each other on screen in a collaborational event and have follow-up, right? With AI Copilot, like I was telling you, this is major. And I'm going to show you one other thing. I'm going to throw this in here for a bonus, right? I'm going to throw this in here for a bonus. Look who is using this company, right? Your Cisco, your Microsofts, right? Your Adobe, Deluxe, right? Canva, Zapier, Airtable, Typeform. These are all the people, these are all the companies that have said, hey, we like what they're doing over there at Sessions. These are heavy hitters. Adobe, heavy hitters. Cisco Systems, heavy. Microsoft, heavy. Deluxe, heavy, right? Canva, Zapier, Airtable, Typeform. These are heavy hitters. They have put their stamp behind this as well. You gotta take advantage of this if you have an opportunity in the next 24 to 48 to 36 hours. Depends on when you're watching this. You can't say I didn't tell you, but these are the 10 reasons you want to look at Sessions and quite possibly max out Sessions while you have the opportunity. All right, so this has been Jenny Jones. You guys know I'm passionate about these things. When I talk about them, I have a tendency to go on, but there is content in what I'm talking. If it's long, I've added some juice to it. So if you see any one of my videos and they're long, you don't want to miss anything that I may have to say in that. So those are your 10 reasons why you need to be looking at Sessions, not just looking at them, but making a serious look at max stacking them, because this is going to be one of those tools, right? And every now and then there's a tool comes along. You says, man, I wish I would have had one more tier, 2 more tiers. This is a nice jump though to get to 700, but I think it's $6.99. But if you have an opportunity to get it for maybe a little bit less, if a special event comes up or something like that in the next 24 to 48 to 64 hours, you might want to look at it. Hey, this has been Jenny Jones. You guys have been great. Go ahead and comment below. Let me know what you think of my points. Which one is the best point, right? Give me some juice. Like it. Say, hey, Jenny, that's good or something like that. Give this video some juice. I am trying to grow this channel. When I grow, you grow, because you afford me the opportunity to give you more juice. So that is my only appeal to you. My members, I got your back. Thank you guys for trusting in me. We're going to do some things. We're going to grow together. Hey, this has been Jenny Jones. You guys have been great. Take care. Until next time. Goodbye for now.